The employee experience I mentioned a little bit earlier, is this the king's new clothes? Okay, and it isn't, I don't think. Because, you know, I've spent a lot of time in the last 10 years doing huge engagement programs for large corporates. And engagement is about the view of the organization, some of its practices, what it's like to work here. Experience is about the view of the job and the work. And you're probably saying, well, but our survey, that covers both. And I'm saying that's cool. But the issue is that there are two different things here. Do I like my job and my work? Do I like the organization? Because if we're talking about jobs changing, how are we going to make sure that these jobs are actually giving something back to the employee, however boring that may be? If you look at Globoforce's research, they found that there are 5 things that drive a positive experience at work. And you'll look at this and you'll think, well, nothing revolutionary there. And that's my point. The issue is they want to feel part of a team. They want to have a job that feels important, however routine it may be. They want to have a feeling of accomplishment. They want to feel good about it. And they want to be enthusiastic. And if you get that, and somebody who's really engaged with the organization, that is what I call the passionate employee. Everybody wants a passionate employee, I would suggest. Now, for us within the HR community, these are some of the things we need to think about. Personalization of learning, looking at how the data can help us understand what the hell is going on in our organization. That's what it can do. We need to think about new careers, new job pathways. So there's one client I worked with at the beginning of the year who's introduced the Chelsea model. And you're thinking, what the hell's he talking about? So the Chelsea model is obviously a Premier League football team. And so they have an amazing academy of youth. But do any of them ever make the first team? No. But what they do is they loan them out for a year, for 2 years, to 3 years to gain experiences and bring them back with the theory that they should then be ready to play in the first team. What they're doing is that they're doing exactly that same. This company is loaning their top high potentials out to people who are on the supply chain that they work with partners, to try and give them a wider view and a wider experience. And you might say, well, they're just going to leave. I could say they're going to probably leave anyway. So what are we going to do to try and think in a different way about our employees? And I think from an organizational point of view, we've got to look at how we design our jobs, this trust. We always say we want feedback from employees, but do we really want feedback from our employees? Do we really want it? We've got to think differently about our leaders. I think leaders in the future will become what I call talent magnets. Magnets attract people to things. And people will start to hear, ooh, Sian's a really good manager. I want to go and work for her. And you might say, but there's no vacancy. Do you want to lose this person or do you want to keep them? So we may have to deal with some of these different tensions in the workplace.